Welcome to this lower body focus class. For equipment today, and always optional, I'm going to use a resistance band, a small round one, and a light set of weights. A mat, and you might just want something to use for balance. I'm going to use a wall, but you can use a chair or a counter, whatever you have at home. And let's go ahead and jump right into our workout. Again, lower body focus today. So let's start with our band around our ankles. And again, this is optional. If you have any knee, ankle, hip, low back injuries that you're working with today, I don't recommend using any extra equipment. So I'm going to take a soft bend to my knees. The band is just above my ankles. And then I'm going to take one big inhale, inhaling all the way up. And then exhale, start to fill the body with breath. Good, bring your palms together. Take a soft bend to your knees, but keep the torso nice and lifted. Good, and then from here, I'm just going to step out to the right, step out to the left. Good, check in with your body. Just notice, does everything feel okay with the band? I'm going to bend my knees a little bit deeper so I can start to feel my glutes right away. Good, out to the side. Good, again, keeping that soft bend in the knees. Good, 4, 3, good, 2. On your next one, good, let's hold center. Good, take one more big inhale, big exhale. I'm gonna slide my band above my knees to the tops of my thighs, or halfway, maybe not the top, but just above my knees. All right, make sure that the band is off the kneecaps, and we're gonna come into our squat. Let's start by taking this in 2 steps, like I always like to do, to make sure we're being mindful to stay out of our knees. So I'm gonna send my weight back, then I'm gonna lower, and then I'm gonna come all the way up and squeeze. Good, feet are just a little bit wider than my hips, and I'm making sure that I'm sending my weight back, keeping my torso lifted. Again, using that pause, sitting back as if I'm sitting in a chair and then lowering. Good, once you have the movement, good, move a little quicker, just single counts. Maybe add the arms, lower and press. Good, lower and press. Don't forget about your breath. Keep moving, lower and press, lower and press. Good. On your next one, let's add a double pulse. It's down, down, and press your arms away. Good. Inhaling and exhaling as you move. Good. Always being mindful to stay out of your knees, stay out of your joints. Good. This method is designed to target muscle. So if you feel your knees, your hips, your joints, that might be a sign you need to adjust your alignment. Good. On your next one, let's hold our low point. Good. Now, bring your hands to your outer glutes just for a moment. We're going to make sure as we start to press the knees out that we are pressing from our outer butt and not our knees. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, little press, 3, 2, and release. Awesome. Let's step out of our band. I'm actually going to bring the band around my wrist. So it can be surprising how doubling up a band and weights can really add a fun level of intensity. So you do not have to use both. You can use one or the other. But soft bend to your knees, shoulders over your hips. I'm gonna pull my tailbone underneath me and engage my core. Good, now I'm gonna guide my elbows just about shoulder height. And if you can see my shoulders are rounding forward, draw your shoulder blades back. Good, now from here, tiny little press out. Press and release. I want you to feel the outer shoulders, good, kind of engaging to move the weights. Good, so it's not just a swinging from the wrist, we're squeezing. Good, 4, 3, good, press 2. Really use the resistance of the band to challenge yourself. Hold here, I'm gonna keep the shape. I'm gonna lower for 2 and lift for 2. Good, lower, lower, lift, and lift. Good, lower, lower, lift, and lift. On my next one, I'm just gonna hold my elbows just slightly below my shoulders. And from here, extend the arms out, but keep that press, keep that resistance. Little bend, little press. Good, bend, extend. Good, with the band, your shoulders might be being pulled a little forward, but try to keep them back if you can. Good. Again, I'm keeping that resistance. My arms are already on fire. Good, 4, press, 3, and press. Good, 2. On your next one, make it a little bit smaller, a little quicker. Band press, band press. Good, again, feeling all of my biceps, all of my shoulders engaging. Good, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now hold here. Fun part, straighten your arms, draw the shoulder blades back, soft bend to your knees, tiny press out, little press out, release. Good, outer arms. Good, shoulders on fire. We're almost done, almost out of this arm section. Good, 4, 3, good, 2. On your next one, hold here. Bring that soft bend, squeeze the shoulder blades back, little lift, little lift. Good, 8, 7, 6, 5, good, 4, 3, 2, and release. Honestly, it amazes me how much harder that is with the band. All right, I'm gonna set my band down and keep my weights. Let's move into working top of the back of the arms. So bend your elbows in towards your rib cage. Take a deep bend to your knees. Now we wanna hinge back, hinge forward with a flat back. Combine those two sentences. Chin off your chest. Good, squeeze your arms in towards your ribs and then extend your arms straight out. Good, now we're gonna allow for 2 distinct directions of movement. One squeeze in, one lift. Good, in an inch, up an inch. And if you can notice my arms are straight, 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 the minute a bend comes into the elbow, you're going to lose the work, or the minute you swing from your wrist, you lose that work. So in, up, good. Keep moving. One quick thing. So my goal is really always, especially in these shorter workouts, is that you get the most out of every movement. So stay focused, keep the arms straight, straight, straight. Try not to let that bend happen. Try not to move from your wrist. You squeeze strong, just and in. Squeeze, squeeze, and squeeze. Good, so it does take a lot of focus to stay in alignment, but when you're in this alignment, straight, straight arms, you're gonna get, again, every time you move, you're getting good, feeling that work happening, as opposed to bending and just squeezing. I'm not feeling a lot in my triceps. Good, hold here, little lifts. Straight up, we finish, straight up. Good, maybe squeeze the arms more, find a little bit more height, chin off the chest. I'm talking towards you, but really try not to hang the head. Good, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Beautiful, roll out your shoulders. Good, we're gonna work the outer thighs, inner thighs, just for one set here. I'm gonna bring my band. I'm gonna bring the band right up above my knees, once again. And then just gonna spend a little extra moment talking to you guys about our alignment, because I wanna make sure you're moving from the right muscle and the right body part. So I'm gonna bring my heels together, toes apart. Shoulders are right over the hips, and drop your tailbone. And using a mirror at home can be really helpful, just to check your alignment and make sure that you're not leaning forward. This is gonna put me more into my knees, and especially in turnout positions, we wanna stay out of our knees. So heels together. Glue the heels, they're not gonna separate. Squeezing my legs back into this diamond shape. Again, check in with yourself. If you feel any pinching in your low back or your hips, I want you to take the band off. Now, once again, bring your hand to your outer butt. Now I'm gonna allow my knees to release and come forward. And then right from my outer butt, I'm gonna squeeze, squeeze, squeeze to wrap my knees back. Good, so it's so tiny. Release and squeeze, good. So activating outer butt, outer thigh is what we want. We don't want to swing from our knees. That feels very different in my body, and I'm not feeling that intensity building when I move from my knees. So, see, right away, focusing on that outer butt gets me out of breath. That's how challenging this is. It doesn't take a lot of reps when you're in muscle. Good. So, start to squeeze back a little bit more. Good. Try to keep that diamond shape a little quicker. Again, wrapping from your outer thigh, side butt. 4, 3, 2. Good. Hold this diamond shape. And now from here, come down an inch, up an inch. Good. Down and up. I'm going to turn on profile. Again, imagine there's a wall up against your spine so you can't lean forward or back. Even this tiny hinge, again, is going to put me in my knees. So just feel good. Your legs working down an inch, up an inch. Good. On your next one, I want you to hold your low point. Good. Fix your form if you need to. Can you come down half an inch? Tap your knees together. Good. Tap. Squeeze. I know. Tap. Squeeze. Good. Feeling that quiver, that shake in my legs. Good, tap and squeeze. And again, I say this all the time, but these exercises are designed to fatigue you quickly. Good, so if you're feeling that fatigue in the legs, you're doing it right. It is not that you are not strong or out of shape. I've been doing this for 20 years and already you can see it's challenging. Good, squeeze the knees back. Come a little lower, we're pulsing to finish. Just a little pulse. Good, 8, 7, 6, 5. Good, 4, 3, 2, and release. Shake out your legs. Great work. All right. I'm just gonna bring my hand around my foot and get nice and tall. Take a soft bend to your knee, draw the knee slightly back, and release, switch your feet. Good, just taking a little counter stretch. All right, and let's make our way down to our mat. All right, let's come down to our mat, and we're gonna use our band. So we're gonna work our glutes. I'm going to actually step my feet into my band, so the band is around the balls of my feet, and I'm gonna come onto my knees. If you have a hard surface, you may want to double up or fold up your mat. Good, so I'm gonna bring my shoulders right over my hips. That would be tricky. Shoulders over my palms. Good, and then from here, we're gonna work into our left side first. So I'm gonna fire up my left glute. Now I want you to think of it firing first, and then I'm gonna press my left leg back. Squeeze into my left cheek. Good, tap my left leg forward. Tap, in. Good, tap, in, tap, and in. Keep moving. Just a quick thing, if this bothers you at all, if you feel like you feel any pinching in your low back as you're pressing your leg out, please take it off, press, bend, and press. Good, you don't have to tap the knee down if you want. You can keep the knee hovering and just press. But I like to tap and then that big strong press, as if you were kicking something behind you. Good, now try not to lean to the right. Good, bend, big, strong press. Good, I really want you to feel the back of your butt. Good, bend and press, bend and press. Good, feel that strong, strong squeeze right in the center of your left cheek. Good, and let it build. Maybe press a little bit stronger, but it's nice and flexed. Good, 4, press, 3, and press. Good, 2. On your next one, I want you to hold the extension and level off your hips. So try not to drop into that right hip. Now again, firing from your left cheek, I want you to float. Good, left leg up and squeeze. Good, so when my right foot is curled under, keep moving. It puts a little extra pressure on the right knee. So again, you may want to cushion the right knee here. Good, squeeze. I'm actually gonna fold my mat just in half. This floor is kind of hard to see. Good, and squeeze, release. So I'm challenging the resistance and squeezing right in the center of my left cheek. Good, to lift the band. On your next one, hold it up. Tiny lift, and lift. Good, so I'm really feeling that effort building right in the center of my left cheek, letting me know I've hit the muscle I'm targeting. Good, so if you're not feeling the glutes, I want you to straighten your leg more. You can always come down to your forearm. Or if you're really struggling here, you can just step out of the band. Good, now finding that height where I really feel, good, the challenge of my seat. Good, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Let's take a quick stretch. Press your palms into the floor, send your hips towards your heels. I'm gonna walk my hands to the right, sending my seat to the left, and switch sides. Let's come into our second side. I'm gonna fold my mat in half with holding onto the band. Again, there's that feeling of pressing a little harder into the knee. So hold your mat or put a cushion under the knee if you need to. All right, so right side. Again, come into your tabletop and I'm going to step my right leg back. I'm gonna press against the resistance of the band and try to keep my hips nice and level. Good, in and press. Good, in and press. Level off your hips, in. Good, strong press. Really extending my right leg, squeezing into my right cheek. Bend, good, press. You can keep the right knee hovering if you want. You don't have to tap it down, but I want you to keep focusing on feeling that strong press, Good, I'm squeezing my right cheek this time. bend and tap. Good, bend and tap. From time to time, you can take your left hand and cross it under your waist. Good, 4, 3, good, 2. On your next one, hold the press to the right leg, level off your hips, squeeze into your right cheek, float your right leg up, lift and lower. Good, try not to let the lower back arch. Keep your abs nice and engaged, squeeze. Good, and just lowering and lifting, squeeze. Good. Pulling your abs in again, making sure as you fatigue, as you can see, I'm kind of fatiguing. What tends to happen is we lose our abs and I start to collapse. So important that you really stay focused. 4, good, squeeze, 3, 2. On your next one, I want you to hold your highest point, just a little lift, 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 and lift. Good, really feeling that right cheek. Good, that intensity building, but that's what we want. That's letting me know I'm challenging myself to get stronger. Good, I have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Good, send your hips to your heels for a little counter stretch. Walk your hands over to the left and your seat to the right. Good, and switch sides with your stretch. All right, we are going to lie down on our side. So I'm just gonna lie down on my right side first. I'm gonna take my band and I'm gonna wrap my band around my knees. And then I'm gonna stay on my forearm to start. Now, set up with your knees right in line with your hips. We're gonna move into working our outer butt. And again, these camera angles kind of make me look twisted, but shoulders, hips, one line. I'm gonna float my top leg up. Good. Watch for this top shoulder rounding forward. Watch for this hip trying to roll forward. Keep the hips nice and stacked. And think of your knees in a 90-degree angle with your hip, knee in line with your ankle. Good. Now from here, pulling my abs in. Good. I'm just gonna lower, lower, and squeeze. Lower and squeeze. So as I'm waiting for my construction in my house to be done so I can have a better space to film, camera angles look a little bit twisted. So hopefully you can see or check in your body that you really are in one line. Good, you're not letting your shoulders round too far forward. Lower, squeeze. Good, maybe bring your hand, good, right to your left outer butt and feel the muscle pressing into your palms so you know that you're staying out of your hips and your low back. Good, on your next one, we're gonna lower. Good, lift, 2, 3, and squeeze, lower. It doesn't take long to start to feel these outer butt muscles. Good, 2, 3, and lower. Good, lift, squeeze, squeeze, and lower. Again, really important that you're keeping your focus so that you make sure that you are not letting your hip roll back. Good, on your next one, good, hold the up. Little squeeze to squeeze, and squeeze. Good, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, now hold, here comes the fun part. I want you to flex your foot. Now, we're going to bring the left knee forward until we feel good, a stronger, fun squeeze right in our outer left butt. Now, I'm going to extend and press, squeeze again. Good, so there's these 2 opportunities to work our butt. Good, I'm bringing my knee here, forward, feeling it, and then press, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Now, this is going to be a little different looking on every body, depending on your mobility, how you're feeling that day. But it's up to you to find that range of movement where you feel a lot of sensation, a lot of turning in your outer butt. Good. On your next one, we're gonna hold. I know, amazing. Good, now make sure you're in one line. Good, try to lift up and out of your waist a little bit more. Little lifts to finish. Squeeze and squeeze. Good, 8 more, we can do it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Good, I'm gonna roll on my back. I need a stretch. I'm gonna take the band off just for a second. I'm gonna take my left ankle and cross it over my right knee and gently guide my right knee away to open up space in my left hip flexor. Good, and then option, pick up your right leg, send the stretch more to your outer hip, outer butt, and then let go. I have a tendency to grip and hold in my hip, so really try to let go. Feel that stretch right in your outer butt, and release. All right, second side. Option, bring the band back around your leg. And you can always start with the band and you can always take it off. Great. Now, again, find that nice angle. I'm just gonna back up a little tiny bit. So I can get in space. Knees in line with your hips. All right, knees in line with your hips. Good. Stack your shins. Lift your top leg. Good. Try to really lengthen your body so you're not kind of crunching. And then from here, just lower and lift. Lower and lift. Good. Lower and lift. Now bring your right hand to your outer butt. And I want you to feel the muscle pressing into your palm. Help your brain make that muscle connection so that you're not hitching and kind of swinging the leg. That's me and my hip and my low back. I want to use muscle. Good. Squeeze, lower, squeeze, and lower. Good. On your next one, you're going to lift 3 counts. Good. So lift, 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 good. Lower. Good. Squeeze. I kind of wanted this way down. And pause, but I'm going to keep going. Good. Embracing that intensity building. Good. Press. Press. Embracing that fire in my outer right cheek that I'm feeling. Good. Maybe you're feeling it too. Good. But if it feels pinchy in your hip or low back, I want you to take the band off. Good. On your next one, let's hold our highest point, little lift. Lift. And lift. Good. And maybe this is the case for you, but this side feels a little more challenging than the first side. 8, 7, squeeze 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now hold here. I'm actually going to come down because this leg is really on fire. Now I'm going to bring the knee forward, right knee forward, and then I'm going to lengthen, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze again, and then bring my knee forward. Good. Finding that spot where you feel the right side cheek, and you squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. I'm pressing to my heel again. I'm squeezing strong here again. In, good, and squeeze, press. Good, in, and squeeze, good, in, and squeeze and press. Last time, bring your right knee forward. Find that spot, yes, and then extend. Good. Now, straighten your legs. Good. Shoulders, hips, heels, one line. And again, I'm looking a little more twisted than I really am. Good. Little lift. Good. 8, that's it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Awesome. That one is over. But it's almost as if you can feel the work just transformed your legs. That's how it felt. All right, let's take that stretch. Lie down. And this time I'm going to take my working right leg and cross it over my left knee. Pausing a moment just to guide my knee away, feeling a stretch. And then option, bringing your foot up, taking a stretch that outer right hip. And let's bring the band on one last time to finish our glute work. So option, band again, just make sure the band is off your kneecaps. And let's finish with our back dancing. Press your heels into the floor. Good. Lift your hips, squeeze your glutes, open your chest, soften your ribcage down. Good. Firmly pressing the heel. Good. I'm going to focus on moving just my left leg first. So I'm pressing all my weight into my right heel. Good. Try to keep the hips nice and level. I'm going to lift. Good. And lower, keeping the hips at the height, the whole same height. Good. So this is our movement. And try to keep the hips nice and level. You're firing into your right cheek. I'm really feeling my right cheek. Good. Now I'm going to start to move just a tiny bit quicker. Good. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Good. Starting to feel good. That right cheek, really doing that work of holding my hips high. Good. On your next one, I want you to hold the left leg up. If it feels like too much, you can bring it back to the floor. Now, fire up your right cheek a little bit more, and then I'm just gonna release that hold and then squeeze right back up. Good, release, strong squeeze. release, strong squeeze. Good, this one builds also pretty quickly, so definitely feeling that challenge in my right glute muscle. Good, now hold the tiny lifts just for 8. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now hold right here, keep the hips high. Try not to let the hips lower at all. I'm just gonna shift my weight to my left foot this time. Press into your left heel, fire up your left cheek, right leg moves, up, lower. Again, try to keep the hips level, try to keep that same height. It's that left cheek that is engaging, firing up to hold you up. Good, squeeze, lower, squeeze, and lower. Good, 4, 3, good, 2, good. On your next one, good, hold here, good. Left cheek is gonna lower, down, squeeze, lift, lower, and squeeze, and lower, squeeze, good. 4, 3, 2. On your next one, hold it up, little squeezes, squeeze, squeeze, and squeeze. Good, squeeze, we're still going, squeeze, squeeze, and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good, 4 more, 3, 2, good, hold here, both feet down, lift both heels, soften your ribcage down, squeeze your butt more. Good, maybe bring your feet a little bit wider than your hips, right from your outer butt, a little press out, a little press out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, good, hold here, just tiny lifts, a little lift, good, lift, and lift, good, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and carefully lower your entire body down to the floor, and you might want to just slide the mini band off, keep it in your hand, and just come into a nice long stretch on your mat. You guys are lying down. You're just bringing your legs out, arms over your head, and you're just gonna take a big inhale, big exhale. And then option, bend your knees. And if you want to continue to stretch, wrap your band around the ball of your right foot. Take a soft bend to your right knee and stretch and lengthen your right leg just to feel a nice counter stretch all the way up the back of the right leg. Then on your next breath, maybe draw right leg in towards you closer. An option, extend left leg long. Open your chest. And option, extend right leg out. You have tight hips, tight back. It's okay to let the left hip come off the floor as our focus is just lengthening into the right inner thigh. And then release and cross. We've really worked that outer glute muscle today, so just pausing for a moment, allowing that sense of release in the muscle. And float your left leg up, switch your feet. Good, and inhale, left knee, exhale, stretch and lengthen. Good, draw your left leg in towards you. Option, with the right leg, stand on the floor. And then left leg can open out to the side. Feel a stretch up your inner thigh. And release and cross. And floating your left leg up. Use the band. Bring your knees into your chest. Taking your time, rocking back and forth. Bring your hands behind your knees as you rock yourself all the way up. Let's sit nice and tall. Taking one big inhale. Inhaling all the way up to finish. And exhaling. Thank you very much. As always, feel free to email me if you have questions or need any modifications at all. I'm happy to help. Thank you, and